emanating from deep under the earth. Spreading across the globe at the speed of thought. Changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Hello and welcome, Brainiacs. I am your host, Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics. Every week we bring you a curated list of comics and graphic novels that are going to print next week and are scheduled to hit the shelves as soon as 4 weeks from now. We are here today to show you this list and give you one final chance to subscribe and or special order before Sunday, February 18th at 5 p.m. Green Brain Comics and the Final Order Report are powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com. Mobile apps available for Android and iPhone. Start up an account online or sync up to your existing account. Order and pay securely online and make sure you never miss an issue. I will be using Comichub today to show you items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. Once we sign into Comichub, you'll see the two banners here. Aside items is for everything that you already have received here at the store and are waiting to be paid for and picked up. The green banner to the right is Shop Coming Soon. That's all the carousels that we will be looking at today. Your top carousel is not only your search, but also the most recent catalogs from all the distributors that do advance orders. Below that are preview pages for some of the books that are coming up, as well as some of the things that we may be looking at in this video. Below that is the last call for Final Order Cutoff Carousel. We'll come right back to that. And below that is the next Wednesday's items. This is everything that we are expecting on the shelves for Wednesday, February 21st. Keep in mind these carousels on this view rotate left to right. And in this expanded view that we'll look at here, it scrolls top to bottom. We also have the additional filters on the top for publisher, category, etc., and alphanumeric for isolating all those titles. And the first thing that we will be looking at today is the Final Order Report for younger readers, comics and graphic novels. First thing to show you today is the Best of My Little Pony graphic novel, Volume 1, Twilight Sparkle. Pardon me. Ooh, I need to go back to that. First thing that we will be showing you today is Best of My Little Pony graphic novel, Volume 1, Twilight Sparkle, featuring creators including Katie Cook, our own Michigander and amazing creator. Katie Cook has written a lot of My Little Pony, so it's no surprise to see it in here. And we also get work from Andy Price, Amy Meberson, Ted Anderson, Christina Rice, all kinds of folks in this big old collection of My Little Pony. Get a YA-looking graphic novel from Oni Press. This is called I Feel Awful, Thanks, from cartoonist Laura Pickle, a lushly illustrated debut graphic novel that explores the hard-fought journey of self-acceptance in a complex world of swirling emotions and powerful potions. And also for younger readers, we have the Smurfs Tales, The Hero Smurf. This is Volume 9. From the Paper Cuts collections from Peyo. And then we get a new graphic novel from Random House Publishing. This called Next Stop from cartoonist Debbie Fong. Standalone debut. Next stop is a heartfelt graphic novel from award-winning illustrator Debbie Fong that tackles tough topics with warmth and humor. And very nice art. Look at that. And finally, in our spotlight on younger readers, we have a softcover and hardcover for this graphic novel called Tabletop Titans. This is from cartoonist Scott Kurtz, who used to do a series called PvP back in the aughts. He was an Eisner Award-winning webcomic for that series. Table Titans finds humor, heart, and adventure in a tale of friendship and finding your people. From Holiday House and Scott Kurtz, Table Titans, softcover and hardcover. That wraps up our spotlight on younger readers. Let's slide right over into Final Report for Manga. Up first in manga, we have from Seven Seas Entertainment, Aeneid Volume 2. I think we are expecting Volume 1 in very soon. I am highly anticipating that. Art on that looks beautiful by Mojito. Then we get a couple different versions of this new omnibus of Initial D, featuring volumes 1 and 2 in one big omnibus volume. This is from writer cartoonist Shiuchi Shigeno. And we also get a direct anime market exclusive edition from Kodansha Press. Is that the same price? Yeah, same price, $22.99. Pretty cool. And also in Final Report for Manga this week, we get the new Sailor Moon Nayoko Takeuchi collection, Volume 7, in a new affordable edition from Kodansha. And that wraps up our spotlight on manga for today. And we will slide right over into original graphic novels. So for original graphic novels, I isolate these based on the story not being serialized previously. So in this particular instance, Dark Horse Comics is putting out this original graphic novel from creator Xavier Saxon. I think it may have been like a web comic first, but it looks pretty cool. It looks kind of Euro graphic album-y. Night at the Belfry, 128 pages for $22.99. Drawn and Quarterly puts out this original graphic novel called So Long, Sad Love from cartoonist Miriam Male. 212 pages for $24.99. And from Fantagraphics, we get a debut graphic novel by an up-and-coming superstar of the German comic scene, which is an audacious allegory of female resistance and radical acceptance, from cartoonist Mia Oberlander and Fantagraphics. Anna, the graphic novel. Ooh, here we get a new Disney Masters hardcover, volume 23, featuring the work of Romano Scarpa on the Mickey Mouse collections. These never appeared in single issues over here, so we'll throw it in original graphic novels. And it's a little bit pricier, so we left it out of kids. I'm justifying. Let's move on. Here we have a new artist editions from IDW and Marvel Comics, featuring the work of Chris Samney on the Black Widow series. This is the first 6 issues of the acclaimed Black Widow series by Mark Waid and Chris Samney. It's given the award-winning artist edition treatment. Every cover, page, and layout is scanned from the original art, collecting the first 6 issues of the acclaimed Black Widow series. Pretty nice looking stuff. This is 192 pages for $150. Keep in mind this is at the size of the original art pages, so it's reproduced perfectly. And here from Oni Press, we get another new original graphic novel called Army of One from writer Tony Lee and artist Yishin Lee. Very nice art. Description looks a little bit heavy. Check that description out on Comichub. And finally, an original graphic novel. We get the first new work from Marjane Satrapi in decades. In this new graphic novel called Woman, Life, Freedom. An urgent, groundbreaking, and visually stunning new collection of graphic storytelling about the present Iranian Revolution, using comics to show what would be censored in photos and film in Iran. Marjane Satrapi, author of Persepolis, returns to graphic art with the collaboration of over 20 activists, artists, journalists, and academics working together to depict the historic uprising in solidarity with the Iranian people and in defense of feminism. This is a 272-page collection from 7 Stories Press for $35.95. Very much looking forward to seeing the work of Marjane Satrapi in the pages once again. Just a note, let's see what this release schedule is on this. That is scheduled to release on March 19th. Get your orders in through Comichub this weekend before Sunday at 5 p.m. And that wraps up our spotlight on original graphic novels. Next up, let's look at some trade paperbacks. In our focus on trade paperbacks, we will look at single volumes that collect several issues into a storyline or otherwise themed. This is a new collection of work from Ablaze Comics and cartoonist Maria Lovett. This is a collected set, spotlighting some of the incredible creatives under their banner with specially priced collections of the extraordinary work. This features I would think this is going to be a wrapped, cellophane wrapped collection of the 2 different volumes of Eros and Psyche and Porcelain from cartoonist Maria Lovett. Then we get a collection of the recent miniseries from AWA and writer J. Michael Straczynski with artist Aiko. This is The Madness, collecting that 6 issues storyline. And we get a new hardcover volume 2 of Something is Killing the Children, collecting issues 21 through 35. I believe that will be all the way through volume 7 at this point. That's a lot of book. 400 pages for $49.99 in this oversized deluxe hardcover, Something is Killing the Children, book 2. Also from James Tynion, we have a collection of The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos. This is a collaboration with writer Tate Brownball. Who did the art? Isaac Goodhart, yes. Collecting the first 6 issues of that story, including a 10-page prologue story never before seen in print. Here we have a new graphic novel collecting the first 6 issues of the Gargoyles series from Greg Weisman and George Cambatis. This is from Dynamite Entertainment with this David Nakayama cover. And they are also putting out a hardcover collecting the same material with a different cover by Amanda Connor. Very nice. Then we get a collection of Bryn Mawr from Steve Niles and Damian Worm. Very creepy cover. From IDW Publishing, available on March 27th. If you're interested, get your order in through Comichub this weekend by Sunday at 5 p.m. Star Trek The Motion Picture Echoes. This is a collection of a recent miniseries from Mark Guggenheim and artist Oleg Chudakov. Cemeterians from Vault Comics, collecting that entire miniseries from author Daniel Kraus and artist Man House. Looks like we already did that one. Ooh, here's a couple from Marvel Comics. Carnage Volume 1, collecting that first storyline of the current ongoing series, along with the Web of Carnage one-shot that led into the series. We get a Volume 3 of Mighty Marvel Masterworks. This is the smaller cut-size collection of classic Marvel material. This collects Daredevil's issues 22 through 32, going all the way back to the late 60s from writer Stan Lee and artist Gene Kalan, and this new cover by Leonardo Romero, and a classic cover by Gene Kalan. That will be available on May 1st, right before Free Comic Book Day. Then we get a collection of the first arc of Spider-Boy by Dan Slott and Paco Medina with a Humberto Ramos cover. Same for the Superior Spider-Man, collecting that mini-series along with the one-shot lead-in and material from an issue of Spider-Man, all from Dan Slott and Mark Bagley. An epic collection of the Thunderbolts from the 90s? Yes. Early aughts by Kurt Busiek. And that does it for our spotlight on trade paperbacks. Now let's slide right over into new printings. First new printing is the second printing for Thundercats #1, featuring a color fade on that modern classic from Rob Liefeld, all wrapping up this sold-out first issue by Declan Shalvey and Drew Moss. Boy, this book definitely tapped into a rich vein of customers looking for some nostalgia and good old fun from Thundercats. Ooh, then we get a slew of new printings of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. Get a third printing of G.I. Joe 301. A third printing of 302. Looks like a new cover by Iguara. And a second printing on G.I. Joe 303 with art by Jacob Edgar. This book has been another breakout hit from Image Skybound, picking up where Larry Hama left off at the previous publisher. He just powering through, man. He's a machine, joined by artist Chris Mooneyham. And we get a new printing of One Hand by Ram V and Lawrence Campbell. That's going to drop on March 13th. Nice new cover. If you're interested in that, get your orders in through Comichub. Ooh, then we get a second printing of Rebel Moon, House of the Blood Axe. This is a highly anticipated, this is a prequel to a highly anticipated Netflix movie called Rebel Moon from acclaimed director Zack Snyder, featuring art by acclaimed artist Daniel Warren Johnson. And we get a new facsimile of Amazing Spider-Man 254, reprinting. Let's see, this celebrates the early days of Spider-Man's black costume before he knew it was an alien symbiote out to bond with him forever. represented in its original form, ads and all. Amazing Spider-Man 254. And then we get the next issue of the facsimile printing of Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars. This is number 4 from Jim Shooter and Bob Layton. I believe this will be available in a foil variant as well. Remember these foil variants, I think this price is wrong. The price on this one will be $9.99. Just a heads up there. $9.99 for this foil variant of the facsimile number 4. And looking forward in time, we also get a new printing of Ultimate XMen number 1. This features a new cover by R.B. Silva and has a release date of March 20th. Keep in mind, folks, Ultimate X-Men number 1 first print hasn't even hit the shelf yet. That is kind of signaling that Marvel has already sold through their entire run of the first printing. So we're going to be capping off pre-orders on that first printing very soon. If you're interested in the second print, get your order in for this Sunday, February 18th at 5 p.m. And that does it for our focus on new printings. Next up, let's focus on second issues. Here's one that got pretty popular. I'm happy about this. Amy Jo Johnson, the original Pink Ranger, returns to pen her own return in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Return. Featuring art by Nico Leon, and this cover by Goni Montez. We get a second issue of Thundercats, offered at the same time as a new print of number 1. This featuring a new David Nakayama cover. Pardon me, they're all new. And I'm sure a slew of other variants. Do check out those things on the Comic Hub app. Happy to order them for special orders. Not getting them for the shelf. Gonna get this cover for the shelf, though. Vampirella 667. This is the second issue of the new series by acclaimed creative team of Christopher Priest and Ergon Gunduz, with this Lucio Perillo cover. And again, lots of other covers to choose from. And we get a second issue of If You Find This, I'm Already Dead, this oversized periodical from Matt Kint and Dan McDade, just premiered on the shelves this week. Number 1 hit the shelves. I think we sold out of it right away. If you're interested in getting this added to your account and set aside on release day, get your orders in soon for this $7.99 cover price. Oversized single issue of If You Find This, I'm Already Dead. We get a second issue of Adventureman Ghost Lights from Matt Fraction and Terry and Rachel Dodson. Second issue of Cabinet number 2 that just debuted this last week. Not a whole lot of activity on that issue, so if you're interested, make sure you special order. Then we get a second issue of One Hand number 2. That we also got a second printing of number 1 on this FOC. I showed you that earlier. Just in time, that's perfect. Awesome. One Hand was fun, good, interesting, suspenseful mystery with fantastic art by Lawrence Campbell. And then we get a second issue of this Square Cut miniseries written by Iron Maiden vocalist and frontman Bruce Dickinson, featuring interior art by Staz Johnson, as well as a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Look at that. Very nice. Bruce Dickinson's The Mandrake Project. And then over at Marvel, we get a couple second issues from, here we got one from Night Thrasher. First issue did pretty well from writer Jay Holtham and artist Nelson Daniel. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver #1 sold out right away this week. Make sure you get your orders in for #2, featuring this beautiful Russell Dodderman cover. And wrapping up our spotlight on second issues, we have Wolverine Madripoor Nights. Another first issue did really well on release day this week. This is going to, I'm sure, be clamored for by the masses. Retro story. Sequel to Uncanny X-Men 268 by Chris Claremont and Edgar Salazar. That'll wrap up our spotlight on second issues. Now let's look at first issues. Dun dun dun. All right. Oh, you know what? Before we look at first issues, let's take a little aside here and look at a few posters at the there's a week every month that Marvel solicits all their new posters, and we got all of those this week in the FOC carousel. We got 4 new posters from Marvel, all at the same rolled poster price of $8.99. If you're interested in any of these, get your orders in. Marvel Blood Hunt. This is the first cover of the first issue of an upcoming new series. I think this is R.B. Silva or Pepe Larraz cover. Very nice. The new Deadpool series gets a poster for #1. We'll be looking at that in a minute, by Torrin Clark. Also a poster for Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider #1, featuring, I think that's Mark Brooks. Wild perspective on that one. And a facsimile edition poster of X-Men #130. Beautiful art by John Byrne at a 24:36 ratio that'll look good on any bedroom wall. All right, now let's really get into our spotlight on first issues. Okay, AWA hits us with a new 4-issue miniseries by writer Jeff McComsey and artist Chris Ferguson. Little Black Book comes with this A cover by Francesco Francavilla and a B cover by Dave Johnson. Western thriller done by the writer of Grendel, Kentucky, Jeff McComsey. Oh, it also features a movie poster homage variant. What is that? Raising Arizona, I think the homage is for. It's time to watch that movie again. Little Black Book drops on March 13th, but you can guarantee your variant cover order today. But get those orders in by Sunday at 5 p.m. That's weird. Oh, yeah. So that signals a thing. Here we go. I Heart Skull Crusher. Boom Studios made a trailer. I'm very excited to show that to you. So let's get right to it. Next up from Boom Studios, we get I Heart Skull Crusher, a new 5-issue miniseries from Josie Campbell and artist Alessio Zono. Let's check out the trailer. That's right, folks. This brand new series from writer Josie Campbell, artist Alessio Zono, and Boom Studios drops on March 13th. Check out this cover from interior artist Alessio Zono, and a B cover from Rico with a cover price of $4.99. I Heart Skull Crusher. Next up, we get a new Ghostbusters miniseries from its new publisher, Dark Horse Comics, from writer David M. Boer and artist Blue Delaquanti. It also comes with this Kyle Lambert cover and a B cover from Steve Morris. We get a new sequel to Minor Threats, The Fastest Way Down. #1 drops on April 3rd from writer Patton Oswalt and Jordan Bloom, with art by Scott Hepburn, who did this A cover. Then we get a B cover from Mike Allred, a C cover from Joel Jones. Seriously, that's beautiful. A foil version of the Scott Hepburn cover. This comes in at $4.99, really? Cool. And finally, a Last Call variant by Joe Quinones, Minor Threats, The Fastest Way Down, #1. And Star Wars, The High Republic Phase 3 gets a new one-shot from Dark Horse Comics, who does the Star Wars High Republic Adventures series. Usagi Yojimbo gets a new miniseries, The Crow, #1. And now it's time to go to Napalm Lullaby. Napalm Lullaby is a new series from best-selling creative duo of Rick Remender and Bengal. And we have a trailer for this fine thing. There you have it, folks. Napalm Lullaby, #1 from writer Rick Remender and artist Bengal. It drops on March 13th from Image Comics. Got that Bengal cover on A and a B cover from Daniel Warren Johnson, who's just getting those variant cover loves this week. It is a double-sized issue in a all new, ongoing dystopian epic. Then we get Misfortune's Eyes, a new series from Sumerian Comics, written by Brooklyn Prince, cool name, and features art and a cover by Elise Fernandez. It also comes with a B cover by Eva Cabrera and a C from Francesco Corley. And finally, the D cover from Sabatini, Federico Sabatini, all wrapping up this new series from Sumerian Comics, Misfortune's Eyes. And as we're gearing up to wrap up the show, we got a bunch of new stuff from Marvel for you to check out. This is a brand new series, ongoing series for Deadpool, from new writer Cody Ziegler, who's coming from a very popular run on Miles Morales and is now writing the Spider-Punk spin-off miniseries. Very popular talent right now, coming on to a new era for the Merc with a mouth and a gun and a sword. Cody Ziegler has a wild ride planned for the Merc with the mouth, introducing a terrifying new villain who won't stop until he catches Wade in his death grip. But all work and no play makes Deadpool a very dead boy. With a bajillion covers to choose from, let's check out that A cover by Torrin Clark, with interiors by Roger Antonio, or is it Raj? I'll say Roger. It's got this blank sketch cover, foil variant that we will be charging $10 for. Keep in mind that foil variant with art by In-hyuk Lee, a variant by Jan Bazaldua in the Stormbreakers theme, a classic bronze Marvel horror tribute from Javier Garron, a Miguel Mercado variant, and of course, what Deadpool #1 wouldn't be complete without a Rob Liefeld variant. And I think this is the last one. This is the Sean Galloway Saturday Morning Connecting variant. All wrapping up Deadpool #1, a new ongoing series from Cody Ziegler and Roger Antonio. Then in the Star Wars realm, we get Jango Fett #1. This is Jango Fett embarking on a brand new mission. As seen in Star Wars Revelations, this new series is written by Ethan Sachs with art by Luke Ross as they team up to continue the legacy of one of the greatest bounty hunters, Jango Fett. That's right, this A cover has art by Lionel Francis Yu, an AKA cover on B. Derek Chu? I don't think so. Yeah, that is Derek Chu. That's definitely his autograph. Huh. All right. And it looks like it's a photo cover by Movie Key Art. Interesting label for that. And also over at Star Wars, we get this new one-shot from the Star Wars Visions imprint, focusing on a particular artist's vision of a particular era or style framework for Star Wars. This one features the return of Takashi Okazaki. Let's see. We've seen the Ronin as a Sith Slayer, but who was the Ronin before? See the early history of the Ronin. and his Sith origins in this one-of-a-kind Vision special featuring the Ronin from the first season of the hit Disney Plus series Star Wars Visions. Got that Takeshi Okazaki cover on A, a Peach Momoko on B, and a Stan Sakai on C. Beautiful looking one-shot from Marvel Comics. Then we get a new Spider-Man series. This one written by Steve Fox with interior art by Greg Land. And this cover by Greg Capullo. 24 is primed to be one of the biggest years in Spider history. And we've only seen the tip of the iceberg. In the pages of this one-shot, we're going to lay out some of the biggest upcoming Spider stories and characters in the Spider-Verse through the beginning of 2025. And I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of different creators in here. But of course, we get several cool looking covers. We get that Greg Capullo on A Alex Maleev painted cover. That's beautiful. Sean Gallup. No, this is E.J. Sue doing an animation variant. Greg Land cover featuring Dark Venom. No, what? Yeah, I can't remember what that character's called. And then finally we get a John Romita Jr. Foreshadow variant. Uh-oh. Lingering remnants from the gang war continue to mess with Spider-Man throughout 2024. This one shot kicks it all off. Web of Spider-Man #1. And here we have... I couldn't tell if this was a one-shot or not. Wasn't real descriptive. But this is X-Men Forever #1, tying in with the fall of the House of X. The haunted House of X. How can you kill a digital god? What do you do when the Phoenix is bleeding out into nothing? There's been questions that have haunted you since the end of Immortal X-Men. Finally, some answers. There's also been some questions that have haunted you since the start of Immortal X-Men. Finally, some answers too. Tying directly into the pages of the epic Fall of the House of X and Rise of the Powers of X comes the story of Revelation from Kieran Gillen and artist Luca Maresca. It really makes me think this is a one-shot. Got this A cover by Mark Brooks. Ooh, a Lyrics Lee cover on Mystique. Mark Brooks headshot. Ooh, a Proteus bust work from Phil Noto. An action figure variant. Who did that? Not sure. And that's it. I leave off on such a downer. Let's look at that for a second. No, let's look at that. There it is. That Lyrics Lee cover. That's a good way to send us off on our focus on first issues. Now let's look at a few upcoming events. I think I forgot to put those frames up. Yeah, what am I going to do about that? Nope, they're here. They're right here. Check it out, folks. This Monday, coming up Monday, February 19th, not only is it President's Day, so you might be blessed with a day off, but it's also our monthly Brain Candy event featuring artists from various trades and skills, including poet Christina Callery, spoken word from Tim Jones, the music of Jesse Passage, and the visual art of Cadre Curry. It all happens on Monday, February 19th at 7 p.m. Brain Candy is absolutely free and brought to you by the Emerging Writers Network. Join us back here on Brain Scan Tuesday night at 6:30 for a new Comic Day preview. All the new comics hitting the shelf on Wednesday. New Comic Day. And of course, I'm not sure what the schedule's going to be for next week, folks. Me and the boss are going to be off in Pittsburgh for the Comics Pro Retailer Convention. So we'll be on the road but I don't know, maybe I'll be able to put something together. Definitely want to show you all the new books on FOC next week, so check us out. We'll be on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And let's see, let's do the sign off here, folks. So thanks for joining me for the Final Order Report. Remember, the deadline for Final Order cutoff is Sunday, February 18th at 5 p.m. Please remember to confirm the items in your cart before then. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. On X, we are at Green Brain CMX. All of the links to our shopping cart description and all of the links to our shopping cart website and Comichub are below in the description. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Emanating from deep under the earth. Spreading across the globe at the speed of thought. Changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.